What's going on, everybody? I'm Jeff Carpenter with Ready Light Media and Next Level Workshops. And in this video, we're going to be talking about under chin fill for headshots. So we've got white, we've got black, we've got silver. We're going to show you the differences and why you may or may not want to use one over the other. So let's jump in and check it out. I recently had a workshop down in Miami, and during that workshop we were shooting some headshots, and I wanted to show the differences between using white, silver, or black as under chin fill for a headshot. So I went ahead and I just set that up. We used just a big Profoto Deep XL white umbrella that was diffused up overhead as butterfly light, kept the lighting the same, kept the model's pose the same for all three shots. And then I had a V-Flat World V-Flat just on the white side as kind of our main fill, just at kind of a little posing table. She's able to pose on it. And then I brought in a 5-in-1 reflector, silver on one side, black on the other, so we could just kind of flip that in, keep the pose the same, and that way you can see the differences really easily between the three types of fill, or two types of fill and one negative fill. What I want to show you first is the white fill. So this one is great. It's not too powerful, it's not too contrasty. It basically gets rid of the shadows, but it's not overbearing, and you'll see what I mean when I bring in the silver one. So this is a great one, just kind of to start with. So what I did, we just had her taking the light from that key light, bouncing up, filling in those shadows underneath her nose, underneath her chin. The next one is the black. So basically the black side, this is what's called negative fill. So all that's gonna do is that's gonna eat up all that light, create a lot of contrast. So it's not actually filling in at all, it's actually just taking away any light that could reflect from that key light down underneath her nose and chin. What you'll notice too is this one actually brought the overall exposure of her face down too, and that's because that light hitting the fill is not bouncing up. Some of that light is actually, it's hitting her nose underneath her chin, but it's also kind of illuminated a little bit of her face. And the background is just a teeny tiny bit darker, but that really only factors into if you have her close enough to the background where it's gonna make a difference. And then the third and final shot was the silver reflector. This is not one that I would use a ton, if I'm being completely honest. I think it's just a little bit too punchy. It's a little bit too much for what I like. And also with silver reflectors, let's say it's not sitting on a table like this and you have someone holding it, it's a lot more directional, so it's a lot harder to get it exactly where you need it. I think for maybe like a swimwear look or something like that where you want that really kind of punchy contrast with a fill, that's where a silver reflector comes into play. For this type of shot, I wouldn't personally use it, but what I want to do is I want to show you what all three of these look like side by side, just so you can kind of see the differences very up close and personal, if you will. So on the left, again, we've got, I left the reflectors in the shot so you could see which one was which. So on the left, we've got that silver. When compared to the black right next to it, that is a huge difference. You can really see it just on the overall exposure of her face. Underneath, it's a lot of shine, a lot of glow. That might be the look you're going for, maybe for like a beauty look or something like that. For this kind of standard headshot, you know, let's call it a modeling or an acting headshot, I wouldn't probably go that direction. And I also probably wouldn't use the black just because that's a little too much contrast. It's a little too dark under the nose, under the chin. So for this one, I would probably go with the one on the far right, which is the white, just the V-flat by itself. What I want to do though is I want to zoom in and I want to show you, so it's not only affecting the skin and what we see in the shadows, it's also going to affect the catch lights. So let me zoom in where we can see each of these catch lights really up close, and you'll notice the one on the left, which is the silver reflector, that bottom catch light, that is the fill catch light, in my opinion is way too bright. That's kind of the first catch light that I see, whereas the black one, other than just the edges of the V-flat itself, you don't really see anything. And just the white V-flat, it's there, it's subtle, it's not going to be distracting. I think the one on the left is a little on the distracting side as far as a catch light is concerned, and you don't want the catch light to be the first thing that people look at. You want people to look at the overall image. Yeah, the catch light, you want there to be some glint in their eye, you want there to be something there, but you don't want it to be the focal point of the image. So again, in my opinion, and again, it's just my opinion, you can do whatever you want, I like just the white fill. That's a nice kind of middle of the road fill to use if you want any fill at all. You might not want fill at all. So I hope this video helps you understand the differences and different types of fill. And if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me directly at Ready Light Media on Instagram, nextlevelworkshops.com. Leave a comment down below. If you want to take your lighting to the next level, join me in person at a workshop. I've got a couple coming up, one in Chicago in a few weeks. I'm going to have some more on the calendar after that, but I hope I can see you there, and I'll see you next time.